What's good, big dog? It's your boy Dre, and this is Samurai Kennels, Shogun Army, No Decaff. Early morning talk. I'm actually getting ready for work right now. I'm at a undisclosed location, and yeah, man, we're gonna do this live and knock it out. I had to start a little bit earlier this morning because we got to be downstairs at 4:45. So, in order to get that hour out, squeeze close to an hour out for y'all, we gotta do it that way. But yeah, man, we in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, and we're gonna get to it. And the topic of today is get out of your feelings. Get out of your feelings. You see,
We go. Okay. Get out of your feelings. I'm telling you, this episode right here is important. Before we get too far into that, man, I do got to iron my uniform real quick. So I apologize. Mike Dan, what to do, big dog? What's good? Hard finish. What's do? Yeah, man. So let me get y'all some better images than Dre on the screen real quick. And yeah, man, we're gonna get right to it. First of all, the Howard Hazel Classic is coming up here. Well, not here, but in Arizona. The Hazel Memorial is coming up. It's gonna be hosted by High Voltage Kennels in Taylor, Arizona. Um, it's a fantastic opportunity for you to get out there and meet the legendary dogmen of Arizona. Some of y'all got them right in y'all pedigrees right now, So shouts out to Mr. JB Click. He's always out there showing love. Mr. Marty Street. Rest in peace to my guy Rick Morchenko. He used to come out to that show, man. I got a chance to meet him and his family out there at that show. So it's just a very good opportunity, man. I'm just thankful for the opportunity to meet all these great people in my stint in Arizona. So um, definitely enjoying what Arizona brings to the table. If y'all hear that hissing in the background, that's the iron. I'm multitasking right now, so we can do that. But yeah, and then also uh, May 30th in Texas, in Aledo, Texas specifically, Lone Star State American Pit Bull Terrier is putting on a fun show for y'all as well. Make sure y'all get out there and check it out, man. Shout out to my guy Dewan Fields, Feel Good Farms. Salute. Keep doing your thing, brother. When I get back to Texas, I'm gonna be out there with y'all, man, in the field, some kind of way. Yeah, man. So salute to High Voltage Kennels. Salute to Feel Good Farms. They're doing it. Before you know it, it's gonna be a circuit of fun shows that you can go to that rivals these registries. And it's not to put the registries down. Y'all know I shout out to ADBA all the time. I'm registered with the ADBA. I'm also registered with Battle Bread. You know what I'm saying? I'm registered with Battle Bread. And I showed them love. You know what I'm saying? We had a little thing that had nothing to do with Battle Bread and me, actually. It actually was a third party that got involved. And I've noticed when my deals go, when they go bad, it's because somebody getting their freaking feelings. But the people who deal with me directly, we don't have these issues. It's always a third party. You know, it's always a third party. And that's where I'm gonna be real with you. Grown men, that's what this episode is about, man. Jealousy. I got a lot of people in my life, right? When it's just us two, we good. We good. But and this is I'm talking about like actually like non-dog man related stuff, just family stuff, right? And so I got family members that they get along when I'm not around. We get along when others not around, but they don't like to share the attention. They want it to be about them. And believe it or not, as much as I like to be on the internet, this is where I get my attention at. This is where I get my little neediness fixed. It's coming on the internet and talking to y'all and you know what I'm saying, just kicking it and letting my thoughts out on the internet. So I have to realize that this is an escape that everybody don't have. Some people can't go on here and just talk. See, like when I get to work, I be done got my thoughts off. So I get to work, I can listen to people. You know what I'm saying? So this internet thing, yeah, this internet thing for me is therapeutic, man. But uh that just works for me. Let me see who in here. Mike Dan, Heart and Bench Kennel. Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, make sure y'all leave a thumbs up in the chat, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. But yeah. I also want to give a shout out to the pup of the week that is owned by Pitwise Kennels. This puppy's name is Lady London. Lady London is a fantastic specimen of a puppy. Very healthy looking dog. If you're looking at the screen, you can see the screen. Um, yeah, that's Lady London. Appreciate that, Mike Dan. It's good to see you, OG man. It's good to see you. I got to reach out more, Mike Dan. One thing that I am not good about is I don't contact people, but I'm gonna tell you why. And this is why we got to get out of our feelings. We got to get out of our feelings. The show today, man. I'm telling you, the show today. Your boy Dre about to cook. Ain't a topic I'm about to come up with that I ain't personally experienced the good and the bad of. Now I'm gonna talk about why feelings can be good and how to use them appropriately. But the first thing we gotta do is get out of them. They can't control you. They can't. No man, boy, shoot. Even grown women gotta get out their feelings, man. Like I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Grown women, if you're a woman, a real woman, a mother, a auntie, a sister, your feelings can't run your life neither. Period. So yeah, but as far as reaching out, let me talk to you about that because this ties into feelings. Okay. I've allowed people who really shouldn't be in close proximity to me in close proximity to me. And y'all seen how that has turned out for me. So y'all already know that it it ain't just this ain't just talking outside of my neck, but I've brought people around that should have had to earn their way in just like I earned my way in. And I was trying to make their life easier on my own words, but I realized the the struggle is what makes you able to handle the situations you're in. You know, the struggle is what makes you able to handle the situations that you're in. So I got people and try to bring them along. I let them use my clout, my little bit of clout that I have, people I know, to get on the internet and basically run their mouth, you know. And the problem with that wasn't that they had an opinion. The problem was that they hadn't gone through what, you know, was deemed necessary for them to have that opinion publicly. You can have your opinion, but for your opinion to be, I'm gonna get some children, I'm out. Your opinion publicly can't be accepted by everybody, right? So they had that. I'll tell you another thing about California I don't like. They don't got no plastic bags in this room. So I'd be having to take these bags when I go to stores or whatever and yeah, get it chopped. All right. But yeah, so um anyways, they come on the internet, talk, pop and fly. I disagree with them and then they feel like they had the right to backblast me or whatever for not just supporting everything they say, you know, with that. And that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to support everything that somebody else say. So yeah. Anyways, moving on. All right. The dog of the week, the last dog of the week was and is Garner's Broly. We're moving on from dog of the week. I'm only gonna be doing dog of the month from now on. So it'll be pup of the month and dog of the month. Every month, the digital dog show does not require videos anymore. All you gotta do is send in your pictures, get your dogs in. The video thing, I'm gonna do something else with that, and I'll announce it once I decide how I'm gonna do it. But the video thing it was too much. It was too much for the community. Like when you're dealing with working men, everybody not no techno nerd or intellectually gifted when it comes to technology. So pictures is good enough for me. Wifey in the building, Black of Roses. Good morning, babe. Mm-mm. Yeah, babe, I'm up getting ready for work. And yeah, like I said, out here. Now, mind you, they ain't got the plastic bags, but they definitely got plastic straws. I had the DoorDash me some food last night. I was too lazy to go out and get some food. I ain't got no stove at the facilities I'm at, so that's that. But yeah. Yeah, Mike, Dan, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Uh-huh. Get you a good picture with the dog looking good and doing everything. And then get a picture of these boo-boo heads out here in their feelings and post it right next to the dog and say every dog has his day. Yeah, man. Like you say, what's good, yellow one? People get caught up in the matrix on here. And y'all, I can't wait to this ain't even my topic. I'm just filibustering right now until I finish getting dressed. But when I get to my topic, man, we're gonna cook. We're gonna cook good too. Cause I got some stuff that's gonna call me out. I'm not afraid to call me out to get my point across. I don't have to be right. I want to get it right. So for all the boo-boo heads out there, wash your hind parts and put on some cologne too. You'll feel better. You'll smell better. You won't get picked on as much. You won't be in your feelings. For all you boo-boo heads out there. Uh-huh. Yeah. Pick up behind your dogs too. Don't leave the community stink. Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all. I'm getting it together. I'm almost done just blousing my pants, y'all. Then we can really cook. Then we can really get into this topic. Okay. All right, y'all. So for those of y'all who don't know, I've started writing my thoughts down prior to the show. I don't like to have like really drawn out research topics no more. I just want to go off the dome. I want it to be a podcast of Dre from Dre. So I'm dressed now and I can cook. Yeah, we showed y'all the dogs of the week and all that good stuff, man. And put an image on the screen for y'all. Let me see how it go, how we do this thing. What's the layout? Hold up, y'all. I'm trying to figure my life out right now. Mike Dan in there. Yep. Trying to figure my life out. I was trying to put something on the screen for y'all, but I don't even know how it worked. Anyways, we had just talked. I don't have my laptop with me, so that's why I'm struggling. That's why I'm struggling right now, if you didn't know. But we here. We getting it in. Okay. I don't know how much of my background music and stuff y'all can be able to hear, but I want to set the tone. Today's episode, y'all. Today's episode is called Get Out of Your Feelings. Get out of your feelings. I think everybody need to take a listen to this, enjoy this, and Pilot Dre gonna take you at about 10,000 feet of manliness and neo dog manness. Shogun Army, stand up. Get out of your feelings. Thinking men build better dogs. Thinking men build better communities. Let me be real with y'all. There was a time when I was making decisions based upon how I felt about the dog. I had a dog. I really liked that dog. Had a good personality and looked good to me. I was proud of that dog. But if I'm being honest, that dog was not improving anything. And I knew it. I didn't want to admit it. Then I was like, my feelings kept me stuck because I was going to breed that dog. It ain't the problem of taking care of a dog that you like. That ain't really that dog. I was going to breed that dog, y'all, because that was the only dog I had. So that's the only dog I'm going to breed. That would have been an emotional decision. Everybody listening has done this before. Think back on it. Don't think about you now. You got the feedback from somebody, and instead of just listening, you might even got defensive about it. I remember somebody pointed out a flaw in one of my dogs. And instead of thinking about it, I immediately thought, this dude does not know what he's thinking about, and I actually punched him in his face. All right. Emotionally triggering response. Later on, I looked at that dog again and I realized that joker was right. I punched the most honest feedback I had in the face because I was in my feelings. I had a physical altercation over the truth. That moment right there, that's the difference between staying average and leveling up. Now let's think about this, y'all. Thinking versus being emotional with the yard. Let me paint a picture. Okay. 2004, that same dog I'm talking about, I bought her from $100 backyard breeder. And he say, Harvey to say, I've been saying a good looking dog don't make it a good dog. Yep, that's right. Let me say this too. I bought a good looking puppy from $100 backyard breeder. When that puppy got about 10 months old, my mentor pulled me to the side and said, hey man, I know $100 is a lot to you right now at 14 years old, but they got you. That's not a real American Pit Bull Terrier. Now let me tell y'all something about this too, especially for those y'all who've been in the game for a long time. If you're new to the game, the last thing you want to hear is that $100, that $300 that you put together, your hard-earned money, did not buy you what you actually sought to buy, a real American Pit Bull Terrier. It wasn't even the fact if the dog was good or bad. You're not about to tell me at 14, $100 was a lot of money to me. Shoot, at 36, $100 is a lot of money to me. And I put my whole summer money together to get that dog. And I was proud to tell my friends at school that I had a pit bull. And you gonna take that away. That's like telling a kid ain't no Santa Claus. A kid that believes in Santa Claus ain't no Santa Claus. My kids, I don't even teach them Santa Claus crap, but I'm just saying. Oh, yellow one. He said, what was the flaw? He said that dog is a mutt, you know. And then he said, okay, he went beyond that. He said that dog is a mutt, and he said that dog is a B word, just like you. And that's when the fist flew. You know, that's when the fist flew. Um, rest in peace to that brother. That brother passed away. We actually was pretty good buddies. We grew up in the neighborhood together. It was just in that moment, man. That's when I realized how emotionally attached to these dogs we are. You know, when they say an emotional support animal, like these dogs genuinely are that, and we have to realize that that's something. It's okay to love them. It's okay to be emotional about them. It's not okay to let the emotions control you about them. But yeah. Rest in peace to that brother. He ended up getting shot. And I hate that happened. But yeah, that completely unrelated, by the way. Let me say that because people start putting the disaster theories together. Oh man, Drake killed somebody over his dog. No, I didn't allow anybody over my animals, man. Let me be clear about that. But yeah, yellow one. That's the answer to that question. But yeah, so with this heading and that story out the way, let me insert this information as well. You got two dogs on your yard. One of them you raised from a pup. You're attached to that dog. The other one might even be better, but you don't have the same connection. When is it time to make a breeding decision? Most people choose the dog they love. Thinking men choose the one that improves the program. And I'm not going to lie to you, Sitting there right now, being objective, it's easy to say, oh, I'm gonna breed the best of the best and cull the rest. That's easy to say until the one that you bred that came off of your two dogs that you love and is your legacy is subpar to that one that you just bought from that guy you really don't even like him no more. Y'all don't had a fallout since you got the dog. That's right, Heart and Finish. That's right. And once again, the culling process, let me be 100% honest with you, because like it'll be people watching the channel. The culling process does not mean unalive in dogs. The culling process means you remove it from the genetic pool by either fixing it or removing its ability to breed by not giving it access to the opposite gender. That's all we saying. That's all we saying. Or you find something that is more compatible to. Just because it's the lesser dog, don't mean it should never be bred. It just means that it should not be bred first or the first choice for a breeding. However, if you need that out and you like what you got, it's your stuff. Because at the end of the day, you can always improve your stuff. It's always two sides to a coin. And no, I'm not making excuses for that weaker dog. What I'm saying is each dog, every generation gets better. Every generation gets better. And if you like what you like, just make sure that you're treating it like it's yours, not the world's problem. Salute to that, Heart and Finish. That's a tough decision. I like that dog. Princess Crazy is a good looking dog. And I'm certain if I talk to you and hear your reason about it, then I will understand. But some people won't. Some people won't. But I respect that. Very respectable decision. And you got to ask yourself, man, and ask yourself honestly, are you building a program or collecting pets that you're emotionally attached to? I think the first thing that everybody got to do is you have to set your standard. And that's important. He says, I'm thankful for the criticism I got in those early dogs. Yeah. And believe it or not, shout out to some of the haters too, man. I had a big argument on Facebook yesterday with a guy, and we ended up becoming, I ain't gonna say friends, but frenemies at least. From just straight. It started off like YouTube trolling, you know what I'm saying, just talking crap about the dogs. But I'm gonna tell you what he said. I give you example. I give you example of a guy that don't know how to give a compliment, right? But we worked through it. He told me that Saki was on steroids and that I was ruining his ability to breed. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I have never used steroids on my dogs, nor would I, because I believe that the program I run doesn't need it. Like I don't do anything that will require me to compete at that level, where I would need steroids, right? Also, I do believe that steroids inhibit the dog's ability to reproduce effectively or to reproduce dogs like itself. So that's my aversion to the steroid. Anyways, me and the brother get into it, and I got in my feelings initially, right? I genuinely got in my feelings about it because I was like, man, I'm tired of people messing with me on the internet, but it's the internet. So, I said, you know what? Let me think about the root cause of this. And the root cause of it was my dog looked so freaking good that the only logical explanation this man could have was it has to be steroids. That's like somebody telling Michael Jordan it's got to be the shoes, you know. But I thought my way through the process, and then I stopped responding with emotion. I started responding with logic. This brother don't know me from a can of paint. And what do we do when we compete? When you're a real competitor, you talk crap. I done been to basketball courts where people didn't know who I was or know nothing about me, what I could do on the court. They was talking junk from the minute I walked in. Look at him. His socks too high. Like, man, that's just part of the game. It's part of the game. And it's a part that I honestly have hated because it wasn't the trash talker. It was me. I was the problem. It don't matter what they say. Are you as good as you think you are? Or are you not? The one thing that do probably kind of bother me about like trolls and stuff like that, and this is honestly also emotional response, is dumb people will listen to a troll or they will listen, yeah, dumb people. But not my people ain't dumb. My Shogun Army ain't dumb. My Neo Dogman ain't dumb. But if you can listen to somebody else's opinion about how I am or about how you are, and that opinion dictate how you treat a person, I don't want to be around you anyways. If you can't look at the whole situation for yourself and make an assessment for yourself, you're an emotional person anyways. You're not even an emotional person. You're not even smart enough to be emotional. You're a robot. You are a soulless automaton. Anyways, a little rant over. But nah, this is something. This is a topic that I feel feelings get out of them that I know I haven't addressed in a while because I had to grow. And I would say 2025, when I started cutting off toxicity, cutting off toxic relationships, I realized, man, like, you know what? All the relationships was emotional based. They had no logic behind them. None of them really benefited me. At the end of the day, I was feeling like something could happen, but I wasn't thinking about what was right in my face, you know. So, anyways, got off topic again. Let's talk about a training story that I had. This story, I'm gonna call it pressure versus emotion. I've seen people stop working their dog mid-session, and I've gotten triggered by it. This was earlier in my training days. I got triggered because I felt like the dog had more to give. The person just stopped. I felt like they were a quitter, but they could see something I couldn't see. The dog was emotionally and mentally checking out. The dog is your patronus. That's your spirit animal. You have to be in tune with that. Thank you, Hemi. And that's facts. But that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But we got through it. And that, you know what, Hemi, that brother, man, he actually he probably a solid dude. He just there's been a lot of guys who initially, because I'm my issue is I always show respect up front because of my job. I never know what rank or what position a person holds. So I treat everybody like they're a general until they prove otherwise. Right. And that doesn't mean grovel. That just means, okay, first impressions are lasting impressions. And in a career field like mine, it matters. You mess around and be in West Bum fuck um, for nothing, right? So I treat everybody like a general up front. And that's my thing. But respect is earned, not given. I give what's called a general respect. And a lot of people mistake that general respect for kindness or weakness. And it's not. It is I can say yes, sir, and still punch in your face in the same breath. That's controlled aggression. That's what I like. That's why I like my dogs. I like my dogs because I love controlled aggression. But that's control of emotions as well, you know. But yeah, Hemi, man, that means a lot that you even identified that. Walnut PA was good, big dog. But yeah, so for me, I would train until the dogs checked out. And then I realized, okay, my emotion was, I was thinking with emotion, I want this. I wasn't thinking about what the dog needed or what I needed. I needed mental and emotional restraint, and the dog needed a break from me. You know what I'm saying? Most of us can't realize that, hey, just like people, sometimes your dog need a break from you. Like, hey, bro, like you a lot to deal with. I'm always coming in happy. I'm always smiling with you, my tongue hanging up the side of my mouth. I work my behind off of you. And sometimes I'm just tired of you, man. I'm gonna go over here and lay in the corner of the yard and sleep. So yeah, man. But the dogs tap out emotionally from us as well, man. That's what I was getting at with that story. Now, in most situations, what really creates the growth is pressure. Pressure creates the growth. Um, and I'm gonna speak hypothetically right now. That's right. He said that's the process we learn. Yes, sir. Pressure does create growth though. Okay. Now, this part right here, for all you Karens out there, or if you sensitive to graphic content, then leave now. But for those of y'all that want to grow, let's grow. The first pressure in life that most people learn about teaching them to grow is the pressure of physical exertion. From the age of 0 to 100, you are always putting yourself under physical exertion of some kind. A baby has to learn how to roll. Then it has to learn how to crawl. The crawling strengthens the muscle. It breaks down the muscle tissue so the baby can eventually learn to stand up and to walk. Each one of these things, the baby has to break down the muscles because the muscles are completely in complete atrophy at birth. It can't do anything for itself, can't hold a ball or anything. So we know that pressure to grow, that pressure to get stronger is there, and it has a payoff. It has a payoff. So we're gonna say the first growth is that physical growth, but that's not the only pressure. Your mind is the pit bull, and the pit bull is your mind. What you expect that dog to do physically, you must be willing to do mentally and emotionally. If you expect that dog to scratch at 4 hours, you better be able to scratch in that fourth hour mentally. After you wake up in the morning, you clean the yard, you do whatever it is that you do to sustain your living. If it's working, if it's hustling, if whatever it is, construction, military, police, not police, if you're a crook, whatever it is you do, you wake up, you take care of them dogs, you do that. I'm certain you got somebody you got to take care of as well. If wife, girlfriend, whatever, husband, whatever it is you got to take care of, you got to deal with all of that. You got to eat. You got to find some time for yourself. And then when you get home, you got to do it all again, right? Every day. Every day, you can't quit. All right. You might slow down. You might be scratching at the 7 count or the 8 count, but you can't slow down. That's that pressure. And how you handle that pressure. Do you cur out? Do you start screaming? Do you stand in the corner one day? These processes we talk about, the matching of dogs is beyond just putting two animals against each other for a blood sport. The ideology behind gameness literally removes emotion from the equation. A game dog does not scratch because it is emotional. A game dog scratches because it is focused on the mission. The mission to eliminate whatever is in front of it. So Shogun Army, Neo Dog Man, what is your mission? And are you focused? Are you going to scratch in the fourth hour? Or are you going to let emotion cause you to stand in the corner? You know what? That dog that stands in the corner is more worried about his injury. Now he's thinking critically. Don't get it wrong. He's thinking critically. But he's also thinking about his emotion. He's like, man, I wanted this, but I don't want it bad enough to go through the pain to get it. That's life. This is why even people who don't believe in the old history of the dogs can still appreciate gameness. The ideology to scratch into life means you have to overcome your emotions to get what's right in front of you. Moving on. I don't like to get into the whole game talk. So I don't know much about game. The ideology behind it, I understand. I don't understand gameness in dogs. I understand the ideology behind gameness. Let me say that. Let's talk about dog shows now. Dog shows. Confirmation shows. I wrote down some notes about this too, y'all. You ever lose and immediately start thinking that judge was biased? There was nepotism in the show. That judge picked dogs that came from his bloodline. That judge don't like me. You ever thought that? You ever thought the judge picked the other guy because he was more popular? Or because he was just louder, his dog was just louder? You ever thought they cheated me? My dog should have won. I have never walked into the ring not thinking my dog should have won. Before the judge even makes his call, I wouldn't even be there if I didn't feel like my dog was the best dog there. I would go back to the drawing board. I would fix the flaws that I know how to fix and bring back a better dog. But for the competition, I'm going in there with my best foot forward. So that last statement, I always feel like that. Whether I win or whether I don't win, I'm coming to compete. The judge was biased. I've seen it a lot. After my first dog show, I made a whole YouTube video about how sometimes judging can be biased. There can be nepotism. I felt that way. Now they cheated me. I ain't gonna say I ever felt cheated. That kind of goes hand in hand with the judge's bias. I think that's the worst cheating you can really get. But nah. But even if I felt that way, I would think it, and I would think, do I still want to compete in this arena? Or am I just gonna find an arena where it fits my needs to compete, where my work is valued? Go where you celebrate it, not tolerate it. Simple as that. But like if I feel like the ADBA, or if I feel like South Bottom, or if I feel like the Hansel ain't judging me fairly, just go there. I still go to support the community. I'm just not showing my dogs there. I'm not letting my dogs get outlooked or overlooked because you didn't. And I still might bring my dogs out there, because the other thing is the exposure. I'm not gonna lie. Like I get more people that try to buy my dogs when I lose than when I win. Sometimes the person like, you know what? That your dog should have won. When other people tell you that, it's hit a little different. Your dog should have won. And I feel like if I get a dog from you, I come back here next year and I whoop them people over there. Telling you. A lot of people want the underdog, especially if the underdog looked like it should have won in their eyes. Yeah. So instead of asking, what did they see that I didn't? Ask yourself, why did I leave room on the table? What did I not think through? I've had moments where I thought I had the best dog there. And I still had to step back and say, all right, what am I missing? That is growth, ladies and gentlemen. That is getting out of your feelings. Let's go a little bit deeper, y'all. I have produced in my lifetime. Let me think about this, because I really want to think about this, because it's been some years now. I had 2 litters with Bacardi, a litter with Dior, and 2 litters with Kamikaze. I had 2 successful litters with Bacardi, and I felt like I must know what I'm doing with these dogs, because I ain't lost a puppy yet with Bacardi. And John Denver, salute, big dog. I ain't lost a puppy yet with Bacardi. And I must be doing something right. I must be the greatest. You know, I must be the greatest. And so I get Dior and I breed Dior. And when I bred Dior, it was a good breed, man. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was. And let's see, let me exit that real quick. Exit that. Okay. Yeah, I bred Dior and she won. Bacardi used to let me know she was having a puppy. Bacardi would make noise and stuff to let me know she was in labor. Dior didn't do that. Also, Bacardi was a good nurse. Dior wasn't. Dior hated them puppies. She laid on 2 of them as she had one sit. I was sitting in the garage. She had a puppy. I didn't even see the puppy come out. Smothered it. Just laid there. Didn't even get up to move. Dior ended up having 6 puppies. 3 of them survived. Right? So now I'm like, okay, that was my mistake. Flash forward. Okay, I got Kamikaze. She has 2 litters. One of the litters, Parvo got to the litter. The second litter, she had 8 puppies, and I don't think she was equipped to handle 8 puppies. She got preeclampsia and She actually unalive two of the puppies herself. And in some situations, people would say, I wouldn't do that. But I'm like, the ones that survived, shout out to Big A, shout out to Melee, they got them. And they both of them boys looking good. I bottle fed them puppies, and I'll do it again. I'll bottle feed again if I need to as well. Because I want to see how they turn out. And I'm not gonna lie, the culling process when a situation like that is kind of nice because I don't have to worry about trying to place dogs with people out there that shouldn't have them in the first place. The ones that survive is the ones you keep. That's the culling process. The ones that survive is the ones you keep. But that was definitely an ego check because man, I made that video, man. It looked to my life at that time looked staged. My career was going good. I didn't lose no puppies with Bacardi. My channel was growing. Everything looked good. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I not feel like that? And then when life started hitting, it started hitting hard. I wasn't able to come out and stop them in 45 minutes no more. I had to see if that Frisco mouth could go beyond 45 minutes. And it can. mentally speaking, it can. So when you build an identity like that, like it's hard to take the ego check when you finally not successful at everything you said you can be successful at, when success is all you know. And then when somebody criticizes your dog, it feels like they're criticizing you. That right there is probably the hardest part about taking criticism. When you're the one putting in the work with your animal and somebody criticizes it, that is a hard pill to swallow. You take it very personally. When you put in the miles with that dog and you can see no wrong because all you can see is perfect effort. That's all you can see. I know that me and this dog don't walk 10 miles together. I seen the effort. I was there for every mile. Every mile I was there for. There's no way this ain't the best dog here. You're emotionally tied to the effort you put into it. And it's a beautiful thing because that motivation will keep you working on that dog. But don't get fooled. Your effort may not be somebody else's effort. They might not even have to put in 10 miles. They might have to put in 8 because their dog is just genetically superior to your stuff. And then when they have the nerve to criticize you, you're mad for a good reason. I understand this. If you really working and somebody talking junk about it, man, it's insulting. But like just take the insult on the chin. I'm telling you, this is Dre's real experience right here, yo. I put in a lot of work with my dogs. And for somebody to come on the internet who was not there with me for them hours and them days and them weeks and to say anything other than good job is an insult. But to me, emotionally, but thinking and intelligently, it is feedback. Thinking intelligently, it is feedback. So the next time you go out to that show ring and you get in your feelings, you start running up at your mouth because you feel like my dog should have won. They cheated me. I want you to think about that. Wasn't nobody there for them miles but you and that dog. Now, if you really want to compete, however it is you work that dog, build your own competition. You can have a dog walking competition. Literally anything that I'm working on, I'll get good at, and so will you. So if you're the type of person you want to run your dog on the mill and see who can go on the mill the longest, you go find that person that you got beef with. I didn't even say beef, like you got a little competitive edge with. And you say, hey, we gonna put our dogs on the mill. We can go live on YouTube right now. We're gonna go, and the first one that stops, that's who loses. It's simple as that. Pick a competition that works for how you work your dog. You think you got the best slap mill dog? Go race on a slap mill. You think you got the best wall climb dog? Go wall climb. But just because they can do those things good or bark good or sit good or spin in circles or whatever, that's your problem. That's your problem. And you can talk about it and you can share those experiences. Okay, Hemi, let me wrap up this segment. Hemi, I'm gonna get to that question. I'm gonna put that on the screen. Okay. That way I don't forget you, hear me. Now, yeah, let me hurry to wrap this up because I only got about 15 minutes left, y'all. I got to be downstairs. So this way of thinking is dangerous. It's dangerous because are you protecting your program? Or are you protecting your dogs? You know what, y'all? I'm gonna pause right here. We're gonna pick this up tomorrow because I still got more thoughts. I still got about 40, excuse me, about 30 minutes more worth of thoughts to go on this one. So we're gonna make this a whole series because I'm like I said, I'm here for 2 weeks, so we got time. Hear me, I'm gonna get to your question and I'm gonna start wrapping up the show because y'all know I like to pray before I end the show. And we at the 46-minute mark. I like to keep my shows right around an hour, just for comfortability. So let's check it out. Hemi says, and for those of y'all who don't know, I was invited to guest judge the South Bottom Kennels show this year, the early morning show. It says, what was it like to view the dogs from the judging side of the fence? Was the top three a clear-cut decision, or could it have been an interchangeable choice? I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, man. When I was picking them, I was just doing what I'd seen other judges do. And Mr. Wilford Cross, out of Texas, is a ADBA judge. He was kind of shadowing me and mentoring me, checking my eye. And he said, "This is what I want you to do, young man." He said, "I want you, when you step in the ring, I want you to look at all the dogs. Give everybody an equal look. If you're gonna check the skin on one, check the skin on all of them. If you're gonna check the skin on one or the teeth on one, check the teeth on all of them. Look at the eyes. Check the eyes. Make sure the eyes ain't too yellow and jaundicey. If you got two dogs that's really close, who got the cleaner teeth, the better gums, healthier? Who might lose a hanger working a hog? Look at everything, but assess it equally on every dog. And then you take your opinion of what looks healthier and you trot those three out to the center of the ring. Now to go back to your question, Hemi, when you get them to the center of the ring, what are you looking for? When I was placing them in the center of the ring, I would always pick 1, 2, and 3. So everybody else know they didn't win. So picking the confirmation standard, I'm using when I get to those three, like you said, that means those three are as close to the standard as possible. Now I'm looking for who's scoring, who's racking up points just standing there, who has the clean cut rose ears, who has the perfect bite, who has the proportionality, rear angulation. Okay, who's a little bit more overdone? And if they're all on the same playing field, at this point, who has the healthier skin and coat? Who's cleaner? Check the ears. And usually number one, I would say it was easier picking the number one out of each group than it was picking 2 and 3. Usually 2 and 3, it would be which fault do I think weighs heavier? Usually. Or the faults are so slight, which dog just looks more like the American Pit Bull Terrier from across the ring, which is also part of the standard. There were some dogs that I couldn't find any real physical defects other than just I didn't like the proportionality of that dog based upon how I think the dog should look. My best in show choice was Samurai Kennels for my show. He didn't take best in show with the next judge. The next judge liked a rangier dog. So from my perspective, dogs that look like Gas Goes Demon, dogs that look like Saki, Pitwise Kennels, Hattori Hanzo, um, Finesse Two Time. There's a dog named Goku that I seen at the show. I'm talking about show dogs that I've seen at shows that really stood out to me. Those dogs all, and I say this again, if you took their color away, if they was all gray color, if you just grayed them out or put a silhouette of them up, they all have a similar build. I like a certain build on my dogs. That don't make it right or wrong, but when it comes down to neither one of these dogs has a flaw, you got to go what you like at that point. So that whole experience was a great experience, I mean. That great experience was a great experience. And Another topic I wanted to cover, I'm gonna do this when I get back. I didn't bring my laptop with me. Another experience I want to cover when it comes to that is I want, like, okay, starting today, I'm gonna make another chat. I want a rangy dog chat. I want to see what the community thinks a rangy dog look like. I don't know what, like when I say rangy, I mean hound dog, rangy looking dog. And I bet you there's gonna be dogs in there that's built like Shorty Cowboy, right? Because some people might think that long body is what rangy is. So these are terms that they're not even in. They're not even in the breed standard. These are terms that are esoteric. These are terms only people that really deal with these dogs even heard of. A rangy dog, a more bulldog looking dog. You know, this is stuff that we got to clarify. If you call me and tell me a dog is rangy, the thought in my head may not be the thought in your head. And you describe this animal, you like, yeah, it's a hog dog, man. I'm like, nah, that dog is overdone. That dog is barrel chested and bow legged, some more. So yeah, man. I mean, it was a great experience to judge, and I hope I answered your question effectively because it was a very, very earnest question, very honest question, man. Okay, he says, not sure how many classes you've judged to give a broad viewpoint. Okay, yeah. So puppies was hard. Puppies were hard because a 3-month-old puppy can be in the same class as a 6-month-old puppy, right? And a 6-month-old puppy, some of them, depending on what bloodlines it is or just how the dog is raised, can look like a grown dog. Some of them have natural structure, like without being worked, they just naturally look cut up. I mean, it's real. Like the only thing that, let me show you. Okay, I'm gonna show you 2 dogs right now on the screen. Okay, this is a puppy that's under 6 months old, right? This puppy could win off of cuteness. This is a cute puppy. Like you show this to your wife, you show this to your daughter, you show this to your kids in general. This puppy is cute. They're gonna want it because it's cute, right? Buckskin dog, I like buckskin dogs. This dog right here is only a year old. And you can have puppies that is 6, 7 months old that look like this right here, like Garner's Broly, right? This is what I'm talking about with a puppy class. They could be 3 months apart and look that different. Puppy 1, puppy 2, puppy 1, and puppy 2. They can be that in a class like that and still look very, very very, very contrasting as far as like what the puppy looks like and age wise. Man, that thing fluctuates so bad, bro. Mm-hmm. That's a tough call, y'all. That's a tough call. But yeah, man. So look, today's episode is part 1. Get out your feelings. We're gonna have to pick up tomorrow at part 2 because the topic, I didn't get to finish the topic, but we don't have to rush. Ain't no rush. We just take our time and get it right. But I do have responsibilities to my country, to my people, to get my behind downstairs and get to work today. So let me hit y'all with this Christian watchword and get y'all up out of here. For those of y'all that are with me, please bow your heads in agreement. And we're going to say a prayer and get y'all out of here. May the Lord watch between you and me while we are absent one from another. Amen. For the love of the dogs, for the love of the game. Peace. Till next time, my brothers and sisters. Peace.
Yeah, they wasn't with me when it wasn't no shine. Now they pop up like, bro, we aligned. Lie on my name, let the rumors ride. That ain't my people, that ain't my kind. Samurai Kennels, we built off cold. They was cool when the door stayed open. Soon as it closed, they started joking. Smiling at pics, talking behind back. Same one triching off the contacts. Use my name for their little clout runs. Then play dumb when the truth come. Spread fake stories, half-ass facts. Now it's quiet when I double back. I don't argue, I let time talk. Same dudes broke while I still walk. Same lane, same code, no disguise. You showed your hand, I read them lies. Wasn't with me when it wasn't no shine. Now they pop up like, bro, we